This is a story about coming home, about a legendary rivalry, and really the rebirth of an absolute icon.
So I want you to circle this date in your mind, November 22nd, 2025. It's a day the football world was waiting on for years, and it finally happened.
That's right. After what felt like forever, FC Barcelona, they were finally back home, back where they belong, playing on the hallowed turf of the Camp Nou. You can just imagine it, right? The sounds, the colors, that feeling, it was all back.
Now, look, any return home after a long time away is special. Of course it is. But this one? This was different. The choice of opponent, the history behind it, and the stadium itself, it all came together to make this day just monumental, a perfect storm of past, present, and future.
Okay, so to really get the weight of this day, you've got to start with the other team on the pitch, Athletic Club. We're not just talking about any old opponent here. This is one of the oldest, most intense rivalries in all of Spanish football.
And then you see this number, 12-1. What is that? A typo? Maybe a basketball score? Nope. This number, this is a ghost that has been haunting FC Barcelona for almost 100 years.
You heard that right. Way back on February 8th, 1931, Athletic Club handed Barca a 12-1 loss. To this day, it is still their worst ever defeat in the league. It's a moment that's absolutely burned into the history of this rivalry.
But, as shocking as that scoreline is, it's really just one crazy chapter in a very, very long book. To get the real picture of this rivalry, we gotta zoom out.
And when you do zoom out, you see that wild result is kind of the exception that proves the rule. Because despite that one massive loss, Barcelona has, for the most part, completely dominated this rivalry over the long haul. I mean, look at the wins, 124 for Barca to Athletic's 80.
And if we break it down even further, across all 244 matches they've played, you can see Barca's edge pretty clearly. It's not just in the wins column, but look at the goals scored too. So what does this all mean? It means choosing Athletic Club for this big homecoming game, that was no accident. It was a nod to a deep, competitive, and truly historic rivalry.
So yeah, the opponent was a huge part of the story, setting the stage for some real drama. But the real star of the show on this day, it wasn't a player, it was the stadium itself.
See, for 2 whole years, Barcelona wasn't even playing at Camp Nou. They were at a temporary ground. And the reason why? Well, Camp Nou was in the middle of one of the most insane, most ambitious stadium renovations the football world has ever seen.
And this was a massive project. It all kicked off in June 2023, and the team had to move out completely. So this match against Athletic Club, that was the very first time the doors were partially reopened. But the work is far from done. They're still aiming for more capacity and, eventually, that final roof.
And here is the number that just blows your mind. The whole point of this renovation is to push the capacity from an already huge 99,000 all the way up to a jaw-dropping 105,000 seats.
And that increase, it's not just a few extra seats. That officially makes the new Camp Nou the undisputed #1 largest football stadium in all of Europe, a true modern coliseum.
But it's not just about getting bigger, it's about getting better. We're talking a complete state-of-the-art upgrade. A new roof that will finally cover every single stand. Brand new modern facilities, and of course, making sure the whole place is built to the highest standards for safety and accessibility. So, let's put it all together. You've got this historic return, you've got a fierce old rival, and it's all happening in a stadium that is literally built for the future. This is where the story really clicks.
So, for that very first game back, the official attendance was 45,401, a very specific number, right? So, why that number?
Well, that number represents the beginning. It was the initial licensed capacity for the return. Those 45,401 fans, they were the pioneers. They were the very first people to step into this new era for the club. It's just the first step on the road back to filling this new fortress with 105,000 roaring fans.
And really, this quote just nails it. A historic return against a fierce rival in a stadium built for the future. This wasn't just another game. It was this perfect moment where a storied past collided with a super ambitious future, all happening on one incredible night.
Think about it. The old Camp Nou, it's all legends, dynasties, some of the greatest moments in football history. So the big question we're all left with is this. With this incredible new fortress now built, what new history is going to be written inside those walls? What new legends are waiting to be made?